Hello, thanks for joining me for another review. Today I've got another beer from the Burnt Mill Brewery, and this is their Great Bitter Lake West Coast IPA, or double IPA, then coming at 8% ABV. Look at the artwork. Cool is that? Awesome stuff. So yeah, fairly new release, and yeah, purchased at the Little Swift in Margate, and yeah, home delivery service, can't beat it. Cans of burnt meal locally, to me, is like, I still can't get my head around some of the quality beer we can get locally, and obviously now we're on shutdown, I'm buying a lot more stuff because I want to support my local, one of my local bars I go to, and happens to be great beer there. So yeah, West Coast double IPA then. I don't know what the IBUs are to this, but yeah, I'll be quite, I'm actually looking forward to the bitterness that I get off this. So this beer was packaged on the 11th of March of 2020, best before the 11th of September of 2020. There is a bit of a commercial description here. I'll try not, oh, there's quite a lot actually. So we've taken the malt and hops from one of our favourite West Coast pales and lifted them up to create this Great Bitter Lake. So I had Bitter Lake on draft at the Ravensgate Arms in, I think it's February of 2020 this year. Anyway, goes into a lean malt profile, gives just enough body to support the whirlpool additions of Columbus and Citra hops. Centennial, Simcoe and Mosaic and Idaho-7 combine in the dry hop for fresh citrus and pine aromas. So I'm glad it didn't go any more than that, but I was expecting kind of pine being a West Coast IPA anyway. But contains water, barley, wheat, yeast and hops. So yeah, the allergens obviously are barley and wheat in this one. Brewed and canned by Burnt Mill Brewery. So they're at Badley, which was in Suffolk, which is I think it's near Jacob Beers. It's kind of neck of the woods county wise. So let's crack it open then. So 440ml can. And we'll see what we get out of this beast of a West Coast double IPA. Can't remember the last time I had a double West Coast IPA anyway, so yeah, look at that. It's more what I was expecting, or what I was expecting, shall I say. Big, in your face West Coast IPA. Yeah, looks the part. I mean, back 5 years ago, this is pretty much what I was drinking. Perhaps not so much of this ABV wise, but certainly West Coast, you know, in the 5 to 6% ABV kind of range. So yeah, it'd be really interesting to. I don't actually know the last time I had a double West Coast IPA. So here we go. Yeah, looks great in the glass. Not much of a head on this one. Let's go straight for the aroma. Wow, okay. Give it another swirl and then we'll see what we get. I mean, I must admit, for a double IPA, when the beer's not long out of the fridge, it's quite a muted aroma. So I'm thinking, what's the taste going to be like? Sometimes you get a massive aroma and then you taste it, it's like, does it marry up? I'd rather it be this way round potentially. So. When there's a light kind of pine aroma. There's also like a slight kind of spicy edge to it. I don't know what it is exactly, but there is a kind of mild spice kind of aroma. I don't know. Let's go straight into the taste. Cheers. Wow. Yeah, there's a spice aroma, a spice taste. Wow. It reminds me of like, this would be amazing with a curry. but it's not got a crazy IBU for me, which makes me think this is an extremely well balanced West Coast IPA for sure. It's an 8%er, but it's not drinking like it at all. Ah, here we go. There is more flavour starting to creep into the palate. Now I'm taking a few mouthfuls, acclimatising to the flavour. Yeah, there's more of an orange kind of zest marmalade flavour coming through. The bitterness is starting to ramp up a little bit. But the ABV is very well hidden. It's catching up. It's catching up. It's one of them beers, it's just, I think sometimes they need a bit of time to breathe and maybe slightly warm up a little bit. Yeah, the ABV is very well hidden still though. It's more of the body of the beer just starting to, here I am. Grapefruit pith. Very kind of, there's like a dried apricot. Very kind of piney, resiny. Bitterness is coming through a little bit at the back end. Typical kind of West Coast style traits. Great stuff. Absolutely wonderful. The West Coast taste buds are enjoying this at the moment. Wow, that is lovely. In terms of a rating then for me on this beer, you know what, it's very difficult because I don't have a lot of West Coast style kind of IPAs these days, so it's kind of my taste buds have been bombarded with these juice bombs, the haze craze, the New England style. And to the point where I think they've actually ruined my palate for this style of beer. But when I do have one, I still enjoy them a hell of a lot. But even still, I still think this is a fantastic beer, and I'm going to give this beer. It's more for my own kind of personal enjoyment, and I think it would have been higher, say 5 years ago, than it would have been now. And that's just being brutally honest. It's an 8.5 out of 10 for me at the moment. But yeah, I reckon 5 years ago I would have given this beer a 10 out of 10. Or maybe a 9 out of 10, something like that. I don't generally give a lot of 10 out of 10 beer things anymore. I've noticed that. But yeah, it's still a very good beer. And I'm glad I've got another one down in the fridge. So yeah, that's Burnt Mill Brewery out of Suffolk. They're Great Bitter Lake, a West Coast double IPA, 8% ABV. Awesome stuff. Worth picking up if you can get your hands on it. Not sure if it's still available at the Little Swift, but check around online, see what you can find. But yeah, awesome beer indeed. Anyway, thanks for watching. You all keep safe, look after each other, and I'll see you on the next one. Cheers.